Street Talk! Yeah!
Welcome to Street Talk. I am your host, Jason, and this is for Sunday, November the 23rd. Sunday, you know what that means. We're going to do some NFL action, but I thought I might do something a little bit different this time. I'd do two props at one time, two different games, and you'll see why I do that in just a second. So, the first prop, New England Patriots hosting Detroit Lions, and the second prop, Seattle Seahawks hosting Arizona Cardinals. Now, the reason I'm doing them both at the same time is because both of the lines are -7. Seattle favored by a touchdown at home. New England favored by a touchdown at home. However, this is where it deviates on Streak for the Cash. The New England prop is, will New England win by double digits versus a Detroit Lion win or single-digit loss. Despite the lines being the exact same, for Seattle, it's just a straight up. Who's going to win? Seattle versus Arizona. That's sort of the curious part for me. Vegas has the line the exact same. Streakmaster differentiates in those two games, one being a double-digit victory prop, the other one just being straight up. Here's my main question. Why? When you're talking about betting, it's good for Vegas to have 50% of the people on each side of the line. Just a little betting lesson here for you. It's because if you take a normal juiced line, a normal vig line -110, they are taking in $110 and paying out $100, so they would keep that $10 profit for every $100 spent. That is ideally why they have exact same amount of people on both sides of the line. But when we're talking about a fantasy game like Streak for the Cash, that doesn't really benefit Streakmaster in any way. Having 50% of the people on both sides of the line, I mean, why does he care if 80% is on one side or the other? I don't know. So that's sort of the curious part of this, and that's why I figured I'd break these games down side by side and just see what we have. So as I said, New England, a -7-point favorite. Just as the money line, they're -310. When we remove the VIG, the implied percent is New England is a 73% favorite to just win the game. Now that's not the prop, because remember they're a double-digit favorite for the prop. Seattle, -7, -340 money line. Remove the VIG, the implied percent is 74%. So when we're just talking about straight up, Vegas money lines say that Seattle is 1 percentage point stronger of a favorite. Yet, we're back to the original sort of quandary. Why is New England a double-digit favorite on Streak for the Cash? Well, I looked at the computer simulations. I looked at 4 different ones. New England won by 7, by 7.5 or so, 8, and 11. So they only covered the prop in one of the computer simulations. However, when I looked at it for Seattle, I had them winning by 10, by 4, by 5, and by 2. So while they covered in every single scenario as far as a straight up win, it did vary a lot more than New England. Maybe that's a little bit of a sign of why Streakmaster broke these two up. Statistically speaking, Detroit, number 1 defense in the NFL. They're number 1 versus the rush. They're 5th versus the pass, and they're 1st in least amount of points allowed. So it's 1-5-1 as far as rankings in the NFL. New England, 14th versus the rush, 17th versus the pass, 13th versus as far as points allowed. On the other side of the prop, Arizona, 3rd versus the rush, 29th versus the pass. That's sort of eyebrow raising. But 2nd as far as the least amount of points scored. 2nd only to, of course, Detroit. Seattle, 7th versus the run, 3rd versus the pass, but 12th in points scored. So Detroit definitely a cut above as far as statistically speaking to New England. They're right on that top tier. New England down maybe on that second tier, maybe middling. Now, granted, some of their points are given up in blowouts, in which the other teams score garbage points. But regardless, we can't factor that in always. So Arizona, pretty high up there. They're strong against the run, and as far as points allowed, they are way down in pass. However, in this particular game, Seattle not very good with the pass, so that's not really going to hurt them. It's really going to be strength on strength, as we'll see in a second. Seattle, like I said, just slightly below Arizona with their 7th, 3rd, and 12th ranked defenses, respectively. On the offensive side of the ball, for rushing, Detroit, 30th. Passing, 12th. Points, 26. So we have Detroit's strength. Really top-notch on defense. Way, way below what we've sort of gotten accustomed to on offense. And that's even doubly so on the road. They're much better in their home, in the dome, than they are in the elements. New England, well, you know their offense. 13th on the rush, 9th in the pass, 2nd in points, second only to Green Bay. So while their defense is a step down, their offense is way up there. Arizona and Seattle, a little bit more similar. Arizona is 30th on offense, running the ball. Andre Ellington, he's really been battling some injuries. He is going to play, as all reports are indicating that he is going to play on Sunday. How effective will he be? We'll find out. They're 11th in the passing game, which that includes both Carson Palmer's numbers and Drew Stanton's numbers. As you know, Carson Palmer is out for the year. Stanton will be playing in Seattle on Sunday. And they're 14th in points scored. Seattle, first in rushing. Top in the league in rushing yards per game. But 30th in passing. So that's sort of what I was saying. Arizona has the 3rd ranked rushing defense. Seattle has the 1st ranked rushing offense. Arizona has the 29th passing defense, while Seattle only has the 30th pass offense. So it's really going to be strength versus strength, weakness versus weakness. And last but not least, Seattle 10th in points allowed. So Detroit, much better offense. Detroit, much better defense. New England, much better offense. So again, in that game is sort of strength versus strength as well. Arizona and Seattle, pretty even keel. So I really am having trouble understanding why one game is straight up, one game is double digits. I know the Pats are more of a public team, but that's really when we're only talking about betting here. That's not going to really apply in a prop scenario. Because, like I said, who cares if the public says 85% Patriots are going to win? It doesn't cost a streak master any money for the public to decide that way. So it's a really strange thing for me that they're basically similar games, but one's double digits, one's not. Few notes. Arizona, as I said, Ellington nicked up. Also, Larry Fitzgerald's nicked up. He did sprain his MCL last week. Apparently he's going to go. How effective will he be as well? Drew Stanton on the road in that tough environment. Now, the Cardinals they were the only team to beat Seattle in Seattle last year. Maybe that's factoring into this, as well as Detroit not being as good on the road. So I think Seattle, basically at this point, 3 games behind Arizona in the division. Their backs are against the wall. They have to win this division. I know the 12th man has gotten a little bit soft this year, probably due to the spoils of winning it all, winning the Lombardi Trophy last year. I think they come out. I think they're really loud. I think they sort of get back on track. And I think Seattle pulls this off by really controlling the game on the ground. Now, one huge note, though, for Seattle and that running game. They lost their center, Max Unger. Now, center's always sort of the anchor of the offensive line. How is him being out going to affect? Will they still be able to run the ball? I think they will, and I will say Seattle for the green. On the other prop, Matthew Stafford, interesting note, 0-15 on the road versus teams that finish with a winning record. That does not bode well for a game when he's going up to, right now, a buzzsaw that is New England. Reggie Bush, allegedly going to play, was hampered by a few injuries, says he is going to play against New England. I think, even though I'm really going against the spread here, I think New England will cover this. I don't think it's necessarily a blowout. I think it could turn into a blowout, especially if Detroit just can't move the ball, because I think New England will be able to move the ball even on that stingy Detroit defense. My guess is they're going to go away from Jonas Gray this game. I know he had a big game last week. My guess is it's going to be a lot of Shane Vereen, a lot of wheel routes. Shane Vereen going to rack up some receiving yardage in this game. And I think Brady and company do just enough to cover the 10-point prop spread. Again, I don't like going against Vegas in this scenario, because I know I'm not really getting any value, right? I'm getting sort of anti-value. But I'm going to say both home teams get it done, and I think Seattle holds up against that tough interior line of the Arizona Cardinals, and I think New England does just enough on offense to get it done. So, in recapping, New England for the green, Seattle for the green. Now, one thing I want to ask, if any of you guys have sort of any more insight into what differentiates these two props, please leave a comment at the bottom. I'd be really happy to hear all your opinions. Hey, it's I don't even care if this is a conspiracy theory and Streakmaster knows the outcome. I don't care. I just want to hear, what is your opinion of why these two games with the exact same Vegas spread are differentiated by Streakmaster? So feel free to leave a comment. Also, one other thing I wanted to mention. I've had a few requests of how, when do you put your props up? When do you put your videos up? And that does vary. And the thing is I have to be careful about linking, because I will get banned. I will get in the pink box prison, as they call it. So, if you want to know exactly when they go up, I got two suggestions. One, just become a subscriber. You subscribe, you'll be notified when I put a new video up. Two, you can also follow me on Twitter. It's right there on the page. And my videos link directly to Twitter, so anytime, right when they go up, even if it's at midnight or 1 in the morning or whatever, you will know exactly, because you'll get a Twitter notification. So, if you're interested in following it and you don't want to miss any, there you go. Subscribe or follow me on Twitter, or both. Either one, right? So, good to hear from you guys. Like I said, I appreciate any insight you can offer in the comment section. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Streak Talk.